Hello. Nobody there yet. Nobody there yet. No, it's not another music video. That band played at my sister's bar back in the 90s. What? Oh, we got Venus and the moon. We got Venus over that mountain right there. And, and I've got this spot over here. There's a hole in the rock, and it lines up with this figure sitting in another hole. And I'm thinking that that's a winter solstice alignment. If you go where the hole is, where there's a figure sitting in the hole, looks like an old man sitting in there. If you go in it's there at winter solstice at sunset, it should come right through the other hole, line up right there. And I got to see where that other hole points to on the other. When you look from the other way, and where does it go to? I got to see what's sighted through it going that way. But yeah, I came out here because the coyotes were yep, yep. I didn't, it's kind of dark and it's hard to see them. But I think went over the hill over there, and um, Lou was asking about what I thought of that video, and um, well, I think that it was never at that spot up the when I looked at the location. I saw it as like the first thing I looked for was how close is the road, because Forrest said he walked back to his car. He walked. He didn't take a horse or a helicopter or anything like that. He would have had to have met up with somebody with the horses, or met up with somebody with a helicopter, and there would have been other people involved. It's something he did alone, and I believe him that he walked in and walked out twice in an afternoon. And my spot, I can do that. In fact, I think my spot uh, probably could have done it all in 20 minutes, 2 trips. um, 5 minutes in, 5 minutes out, 5 minutes in, 5 minutes out. Maybe he spent a little time, So it's just just a big hole there. But today was a 10% chance of rain. It just finished raining. It had the storms over that way. Now and we had a rainbow, and but wanted to search today, but I had an appointment. Coyote Jack, huh? Well, the coyotes were just here, Jack, and there's Jack right there. That's Jack. And Jack was talking to the coyotes. He was barking at them. So, yeah, I came out to go get my oil change, and before I did, I was gonna had a flat on my front left tire, and well, there was a nail in it. It was a slow leak, and I had to punch kit. I put it in and filled the tire up, and I looked, and my back tire was flat. It had a screw in it, so I pulled that out, and I put a plug in that one, but it didn't want to go in. These plug things are terrible. They got to redo the head thing, so like the head of the poker thing just stays in your tire with the plug, and the thing pulls off easier or something. Little plastic plug. Leave the piece of plastic on it. But so I had to fix the two, and then I went down to I had a 2 o'clock appointment for the oil change, and by the time I got there, the light saying the tire pressure was low was on. So I just got the oil changed. This thing, it has to have the synthetic oil and all that. And so to fix the one tire that was still leaking and do the oil change was $49. You know, don't go to one of them quick lube places, man. Go to the dealers. The dealerships, they charge less than anybody. Oil changes are like $35. I think I probably paid $15 to have the tire fixed. You know, and that you do any place. You searching in the dark? Yeah. No, no, no. I'm not. I'm searching tomorrow. But my spot is very good, and I look over my video that I made. That's a crazy dog. I look over the video I made, and I notice things, and I go, aha, aha, this and that, and I pull in parts of his story to relate to things that are there. Like I've got the schoolhouse with the fire escape out the back door. There's a tree leaning up against the schoolhouse, you know, like he talked about going down the tree thing. Did you see a red light, a light flash up there? See if it flashes again. There was a. Oh, I know what that was. It'll flash again. It will flash again. Once a minute. It's going to flash right there. So it wasn't just a blip. It was a. See there. Oh, that was in the wrong place. Oh, yeah. But no, it's the right place. That's my. This is my weather wind thing up on. It's for the temperature, wind, and humidity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was. So yeah, I got the schoolhouse with the tree, and I have the when he says that the cemetery was a block away from his house. So what are these rocks? These rocks are blocks. So it's just a stone's throw away. And I got these. Oh, it looks like an ISIS statue. I swear it looks like an ISIS statue. And there's another statue, a guy sitting there like the thinker, And then up above, there's a bunch of other things. And there's square blocks up there that could be the treasure. But they're kind of where you got. There's a little ledge walk to get out to them, and it's not that high, and the ledge is very very safe. These ancient people, the area is not that not too many difficult areas in some of the because of they made it so terraced and there's walkways and they like split, one goes up and one goes down, and you can easily, it looks like, wow, man, this is straight up, except there are you can do zigzag going and get up to the top using some of these walkways. There's a waterfall. It's a two-part waterfall, and you can actually, there's a way to get to the upper one. It's further than where I think the treasure is, so I'm going to be checking more where I think the treasure is, and so I'm going to be looking in another backyard area. I got two backyards kind of now, and my one backyard has a fire escape in the back of the school. Is that the backyard? What kind of anthropology do you think Fenn is most interested in? Anything he can get his hands on. See, that's one thing about my area. He talks about when he went to Pompeii. I got to be closer to Jack or he gets upset. When he went to Pompeii, He tried jumping over the wall and digging, and they caught him. I guess they caught him several times trying to dig in the ruins there. And well, he would love a. There's something stinks around here, but because it rained, and there's probably something dead 100 feet over that way or something, sending a smell. So he liked to dig in the ruins and stuff, and so he bought his own San Lazaro ruins, was digging there. The giants or mammoths were giants. They were giants too, but they were considered giants. I mean, these people treated the mammoths like they were people. They loved them. They were like their pets. I'm sure they did things to help the mammoths too. There's these hills. I don't know if there's some of them have chambers in them under them, or what's going on with them. But I found some stuff that's pretty neat. Do you think? I think he knew about giants. Well, you see, one thing, if you find stuff that is a valid archaeological site, and you want to get any recognition of it, get them to say, yeah, it is, oh, wow, and they have. If you go along with that far out stuff, you're going to have 10 times as much trouble getting your stuff even looked at. So, you stay away from giants and mud fossils and things like that. No, these were rocks, and they were painted and shaped into people by and elephants, or by humans, and mammoths were helping them. They worship the mammoths here. Oh yeah, and I saw that guy that calls Fenn's hunt a fraud. He had a video out too, and it didn't make any sense either. Here's this guy's. There's about, maybe in a month you might see 4 people that show an email reply from Forrest, but there's 400 more that didn't didn't share their reply from him because there's a lot of people on hunt are totally secretive and stuff, and they're like the bad guys in Indiana Jones. They're right on your tail and watching, But no, I think I haven't seen anybody really tracking my search. I know one other person that's searched near my area, and he says, man, I see what your is, and it's not easy because it's a large area, and you got to find the right signs, and so you got to look everywhere for the signs, and there's signs of everything. There's all his stories are there in the forest, written in stone. Ooh, bat. I think that was a bat. Did you see it? Did it show up on the video? I don't know. It should have. There was light up there. Keep the light. Try and keep some light in it. Maybe we'll see some more bats. Here, put some light on me there. I knew about that. There's no, until you find skeletons, or you have no clue what side. They could have been pygmies. but I've seen the art. The art shows them various colors. There's dark people and light people, you know, and there's people with beards. So they're not all beardless Native Americans, you know. Um, Stuff that was found in Tennessee had ancient Hebrew on it. I've got to, you know, there's Moses here. He's the ancient Hebrew, right? It was a pile of grass. If I put the words up there, it gives me a little light for my face. But yeah, it's all that stuff going on. So yeah, I'm gonna check that spot, and it's a promising spot. But like I said, anymore, I don't expect to find it when I go out there. You know, I'm finding I keep finding more and more of this art. And I'm gonna get some really cool stuff tomorrow. Because this one spot I was trying to get there, and when I look at my pictures, because I gone up on the hill from the other side and taken pictures of my whole area, big panorama pictures, and I can zoom in and oh, I was up on the layer above it. See, like I said, there are terraces, and I was a terrace too high, and that's on the see Moses is on the second step, and that second step represents a second terrace. Are the rivers up in here? There's the river goes by here, but it splits, and you know, there's creeks and rivers, and um, yeah. When Forrest said it's not at the certain river, he meant just strictly that certain river. None of the he didn't include any tributaries. You know, if you know what tributaries are, you have to look it up. Oh, did I leave? No, I turned that off. My dash cam. Sometimes I leave the dang dash cam on. It records all night long. Nothing out here except for Jack. Um, Coyote Jack too. Jack, well, he yips like a coyote or a hyena or whatever. He makes his noise. Did he go underneath or inside? He went underneath. Say, what you doing, Jack? um, yeah, I got a tow thing for my car back here. Oop. It's pretty easy to hook up. And nothing much happening out here, but I'm gonna go inside and get some light, hey? Maybe I'll just turn on the porch light so you can see. Two people watching. Wow. Yeah, this is the exciting show. Yeah, some other things you might want to know about Forrest Fenn. He covets things. This is a treasure hunt, but he's having a treasure hunt for his treasure. But it's possible that nobody's going to have it until he's till his, you take it from my cold dead hands. So you got to wait, because usually at the end of life there's a process, and it's in writing where things go, and he's been sitting back observing everybody, and waiting for somebody to discover these ruins, these temples, and stuff. And you know, uh, the answer to that we won't know until the day that that happens, when he chooses to, or when hopefully he chooses. Sometimes you don't choose. Sometimes you go to sleep, you just don't wake up the next day. When you're get over 60, you start thinking about that. So yeah, and what else did I watch? Urban Taint's video or something, but can't remember what it was about, so I don't have anything to say. Mosquito. There's mosquitoes out here. There's our lovely sunset and a nice little pointed hill, my pyramid. He likes to run around me with that cable. That's why I like to be out far enough where he can get to me but can't get around me. I only had boots on the ground back in March. Yeah. This guy from Australia, he come up here and took a helicopter out there. I think he probably knows Colin, my friend Colin down in Australia. They probably know each other. And yeah, they thought they had something going, but no, that's way too far out. 9 miles from a road. Could you imagine Forrest walking 9 miles in with the box, leave the box, walk back 9 miles, carry the gold 9 miles back in, and then walk back out? It'd be 36 miles in an afternoon. Even on a horse, that would be difficult to do. No, it's not obvious things. It's other things that mean blaze. And remember, Forrest spent some time in Germany. My blaze has a German name. That, yeah, a very bright German name. Bright is wise also. I don't think he went farther than 50. No, he went maybe 300, 400 feet. What are you barking at, Jack? I'm going to see what it is in case there's some coyote or something. Yeah, I can hear the coyotes out there. They're off over the hill. Come on, Jack. He listens at least sometimes. Oh, you're a crazy dog. Yeah, anybody else? I just can't go with that distance from the road. Well, that's one thing to look at. And I would suggest to somebody don't think so. If you don't live near the search area or something, and you want to test yourself, find you know what your search area terrain is like, so you find an area near where you're at that you can go test your abilities on that kind of terrain. Say you're going up 400 feet in elevation in a half mile. That's a good climb. And if you're 60, 70, and you're at 9,000 feet, yeah, he got out of his car and walked it in there. I ran into, there was something wild in there that scared the shit out of my dog. And so there's been enough that whatever is probably moved on somewhere else now. So run, Forrest, run. Yeah. Yeah. Where'd Jack go? Jack, come here. What are you doing, boy? Yeah. So, yeah, it's not easy. Try and do that half-mile hike with a 400 or 500 foot climb, and you'll realize that getting 9 miles back in the woods isn't no. There's no way. It's just no way that doesn't work. The blazes. There are several blazes too. All a blaze is a sign. You're looking for the signs, and the signs are the art. It's written in stone. It's in the rocks. Something that'll last 10,000 years. And these people in one thing about the the elephant mask, the mammoth. Isn't that a heavy load? Of all the animals on walking the earth, isn't that the heaviest load you can think of? I mean, I think it outweighs the four big girls in the Volkswagen. A mammoth. They're tons. The bull is a ton, so you can have a bull that's a ton. An elephant's got to be like 5-6 tons. And these were big elephants. These guys could be 24 feet high, or four. That's way up there. Those are giants, and I think they used elephants and or mammoths to build the pyramids. I get the one over here. The guy's he's got it's like the statue figures up, standing by the mountain up against the rock face, and he's got a baby mammoth in front, and he's got his arms wrapped around the belly of the mammoth, and you see the giant fingers in front of him and everything. And I showed it to when I was getting my oil changed today. I met the police chief and a newspaper editor or a newspaper reporter. So I don't know. They must have had some trouble at the car dealer. I don't know. For the police and the news. Okay. So I told him I showed him some, and he could see that looks like an elephant. Yeah, this looks like those look like his feet up in the air. Yeah, that's what it is. So they told me, yeah, if you want to do a story, let me know. But I told him after I get the treasure, I was asking him, can I get that Corvette with gold paint with metal flake, but gold flakes in it? And he said the car in the showroom, it was orange, but he said it has gold flakes in it. There's actual gold in the paint job. I said, no, not orange. I don't want no orange. I want a golden stingray. When I was 6 years old, I won a stingray bike on Christmas Eve at the matinee. It was the afternoon matinee at the local theater out in Mountain View, California. So I was like 6 years old. And second. No, I was in second grade, I think, when I won that. And yeah, Santa Claus rode it down the aisle and read I couldn't even read the numbers. I must have been first grade. I couldn't even read the numbers on the ticket, you know. I had to have my sister read them for me. And I won a bicycle. And I was like, the last thing I won. There's a star right over the edge of the hill. I don't know if that's a star or a plane coming. And then there's Venus or something up there. Maybe the other one's Mercury. I just watched a thing about Mercury, and they're wanting to go back to Mercury. They want to send a spaceship there, and it's made because they got to go out. They got to go around and come by the Earth, and then they got to go to get in an orbit around Mercury because they send something in that direction. It wants to go into the sun, so they have to go around a bunch of times to get there and get into. So they come in slow enough and in the same orbit or whatever to catch Mercury's gravity and stay in orbit around Mercury for I think they stay like 4 years or so. They can last. But they say there's some strange stuff there that they don't understand. It's got a molten core and all that like Earth. And you watch that stuff on Hawaii, man. There's some stuff. What is it? The Army military channel or whatever puts out videos on the Hawaii volcano, and they're flying over with helicopters, and and the island is like growing square miles. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so I watch Forrest. He gets around pretty good. Well, watch. Oh, I don't know. He I see him. He's gotten progressively a little slower moving around. And he didn't want to. He's like take a picture as long as they don't have to get up. So yeah, when you don't want to. When you get older, you just want to sit around and do nothing. No, you entertain yourself on the computer or TV, a movie, or um, yeah. I put a thing that I shared a picture on No Place for the Meek on Facebook. The bell, yeah, holding the bell. See, the rock holding the bell is for whom the bell tolls. It's the when he was holding his thumb over Philadelphia and he could hide Philadelphia, the whole city, under his thumb. He was hiding the bell under his thumb, and I got that hand holding holding the bell. I've put it in a program and I need to get some light in here. Oh, I put it in a program. So here's the hand holding I made the bell kind of blue. All I did was I cut the bell out and I made it negative and put it back on top. But look at it. There's this guy here with the dark hair over here. You know. But this is the thumb covering the Liberty Bell. That's the thumb called, and that's for whom bell tolls. And he talks about his bells that he hid in the forest. The ones he couldn't find the ones that he buried, but that one there he could find because it's near the treasure. And the bell was ringing at the end of the hallway. The phone ringing is a bell at the end of the hallway. This is the end of the hallway for where I'm going. And this little guy over here, man, that's funny looking. You know, that's like is that an elf or a leprechaun? But that's a hand holding the bell, just like this. And he said that bell, see, I'm holding it the same way, could be heard for miles. He's got his bell is off a train. He's got a little tower at home. I'll leave the light on. Oh my. So, you know, and this is right by this, all these other things. Oh, well, that's just a hand and a bell. Well, okay, I got the Biddy's boy, the Rockwell boy, I got the Buffalo Cowboys car, I got the Moses, everything else. Hey, Steve. Christina, I think it is. So yeah, there's what else? Everybody asks the other guys questions, good questions. Yeah. Yeah, Forrest isn't 79 anymore. You're talking. He said he couldn't get back there to get it, so it's where an 87-year-old man can't go. Where a 79-year-old man can go, but where an 87-year-old man can't go. What's on page 99? Oh, you know, on page 99 is where it says, "I love art of America." Or yeah, love art of America. Oh, I could use a treasure in a. I sent my RV to the rock crusher. Put it in one of the machines and just shred it. My RV has problems. I gotta get the water heater fixed someday. My RV generator don't work, so I use a little 2-stroke generator. And I think I got a mouse in my live trap. There's something over there making noise. Where is it, Jack? So much fun. And then Eric, he made his videos, and you notice the elephants in the background? You don't say names. You don't say names, but here. Oh, and I told him, hey, while I was watching that video, I saw 2 elephants walk in through your head in one ear and out the other ear. And that's the thing. You want to get inside Forrest Fenn's head, like the elephants do. Eric. Eric's all right. yeah. So not a lot happening. I think I don't know. There's you know a whole lot of people. Let's think of something like you know Einstein. You know he had to he had things figured out a long time before anybody recognized that he had some things figured out. I gotta plug in here. I'm gonna run into power problems again tonight. This phone will you have plugged in, it'll go dead. Verizon instructs it. He's using a lot of data. So let's cut his power. Well, where's he fit? He fits good right there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we got the elephant in the picture. There's a lot of other elephants up there too, and you know I was showing it to that newspaper reporter, and he said, "Wow, neat. Yeah, those are elephants." And he says, "Yeah, nobody really, well, they recognized the human figures, but they didn't know that those were elephants." And there's Moses up there. So, and my Moses is the model for the Moses that Forrest has, and you got to be kind of, I mean, when somebody says, "Here, I have 30 things here in the field that match his stories," you can't discount that. You can't discount it. You can't knock it. That's See, I know all of what I've found, and you know part of what I've found, and you're basing your people are basing their judgment on things that they're in their head. Their negative thoughts are only in their head because they're unwilling to explore any other possibilities than if you say subtle, it's not Yellowstone is not subtle. Hot springs are subtle because there's hot springs all throughout the region. But Firehole Hot Spring is not subtle. That is a direct location. A subtle would be the things that would describe that hot spring without naming places. When you're naming places, you're not subtle. Yeah, there was a president shot in 1962 in the South. You know, well, that's okay in the South. So yeah, you got to okay. Well, I guess Texas might be part of the South, and but it's not. If you said Dallas, that would not be subtle. That'd be directly where this happened. You know what I mean? It subtle is indirect. Like how people might see ghosts and things like that. But I got my elephant here. I got a little Indian in a canoe I could set up here too. He's up in the dash. I got him for like $5 at a thrift store, or yeah, it was a secondhand store in out in Oregon, in Florence. I lived in Florence, just like Da Vinci, or but when I went there, they had this was $5 at this little thrift store. This thing here, and I I bought it for $5, and then when I was visiting in uh, Georgia, visiting a friend down there in Dahlonega, Jackie Dobbs, and they had one just like it at the antique store for $35. So I got this for $5. This nice eagle, and it's a Americana collection, Royal Heritage, made in Taiwan. That's some Royal Heritage. I think the Royals, they own Taiwan, didn't they at some time? No. But yeah, it's real dusty. I don't have a maid come around. Jack helps me with some dishes sometimes. Here you go, clean that plate. So, yeah, anything else? Maybe I'll put him over here with the elephant. So this is similar to what you find out in the field. There's one hill that's sculpted like an eagle head. It's like that. It's like, yeah. But it's more like eagle head like. No, the beak is facing the other way. Oh, well. And then there's other rocks that are shaped like elephants. And there's some that are shaped like people. I mean, you can tell this isn't an eagle. This is a representation of an eagle. Okay? Same in the rocks. The representation. And it's been raining and snowing and hailing and who knows what else on it for 14,000 years. Throwing volcanic ash on it and who knows what else on it. What do we got going here? Good evening. Any news on it? I'm going to look tomorrow. I had 2 flats and had to get an oil change today. My appointment was 2:00, and I think I was coming back 4:30. So yeah, they spent like 2 hours on my car doing an oil change and fixing a flat tire, and it was $49 from the Chevy dealer. I always go to the dealership because if I go to one of them quick change places, it's like $69 to get my oil changed. The dealership's $35. I had to pay $49 because I had a flat fixed. So, and then we had a little rainstorm this evening, and I'm going to plan on searching tomorrow. And so, Luke, hey, Jack, everyone seems very, oh yeah, they're all excited. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to, this spot's somewhat I got 2 spots that are somewhat promising, but like I said, I don't anymore. After you search so many times, the person that finds it is going to be at a point that they don't expect to find it anymore. You know, it's something to start when you're 30 years old, not when you're 60. Well, I started when I was 56, I guess. Oh, my back's killing me today. And I hope it feels better in the morning to go for a walk. I got a spina bifida, and that whole area down in that last bone in my tailbone's all deformed. Oh, you got extra bone and you got missing bone. Yeah, I was on the news in Florida for back surgery. And they they were burning nerves that time, but they've shrunk discs and patients will pay. Yeah, you know, and I know it's so well hidden that you're not in a great hurry. It's like, I don't feel good today. I had a yeah. Oh, well, I had I got other things to do. Like take care of my car. Now it's good for 4 months or so, 3 or 4 months. And uh, they're getting to know me at the dealership because I've been getting my oil changed there for 3 years now. Yeah, it's and I'm waiting for them to. I guess next month the professors and stuff come back to school, the university. Waiting for him to come back off vacation or whatever, and talk to him, show him the new stuff I've found, and I got to try and finish writing my book. I add a little here and a little there, and yeah. I'm pretty. I got some good ideas for the Pie Lady's tombstone, uh, the fire escape, the hopping out the window. I know if I know where the window is, where you hop out the window, then I might know where I might find that tombstone a block away. You see, to the north, a block to the north of the window, and things like that. And the other thing, he says, in my mind. You see the parts where he says, in my mind. It's in my imagination. That's what's in your mind is your imagination. I like my so um and then he tells about the treasure, and then the end of the chapter he wakes up from a dream. Okay, this is the dream just waking up from Captain Kidd, or was he dreaming all along? Was it just a figment of his imagination, maybe? That he dreamt that he hit it. One of the best girlfriends I ever had. I had met her at a bar, and it was a club in the Prune Yard in Campbell, California, and it was back in the '80s, and clubs in California weren't under prohibition basically like they are now, you know. Um, and my line was my line was, I just got back from Hawaii. I was hang gliding and landed on the beach, and man, it was great. Oh, really? So talking about hang gliding there in Hawaii down the canyons and stuff, and it was going real good. Yeah, I said I just got back this morning. I woke up. It was all a dream. I never went to Hawaii. I hadn't been to Hawaii at that time. I've been there twice in 2005 and 2008. So went there. Seen my uncle for the last time in 2005 there. Got pictures with my uncle there. And he was a Navy pilot and flew spy planes off of China during the Korean War. That's what my uncle did. He flew to Navy spy plane, the P2 or P3. They still fly the P3s. I grew up right across the highway from Moffett Field in California, where the U2s, where like Gary Powers took off from, you know? He probably took off from there too. I don't know. Or he flew out of Germany, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, those U2s, they take off at like, they go almost straight up until they get to 60,000 feet and then they level off. Or maybe you'd think they'd go up a ways, refuel, and then go up higher or something, you know? I don't know. But they use them for NASA and the weather service, you know, to study volcanoes and all kinds of other things besides spying. And when yeah, I worked in Silicon Valley a lot at many electronics companies, you know, Intel, IBM, uh, Silicon Graphics. I worked for Atari, and Data Age. They made video games. I was a quality inspector. Worked at Spectrophysics. And they made 5,000 watt lasers that they weld the tungsten blade on the leading edge onto the turbine blades for the jet engines. They do it with a 5,000 watt purple laser beam that's about an inch in diameter. And yeah, those things, that's some badass lasers. and they made the first scanners that would be at the grocery store for scanning your codes. The first ones when you used to go to the store and it'd say Spectrophysics on the laser. That's that company. And I built the PC boards, prototype boards for the Mars landers, Mars rovers, and all that, so that they wouldn't drive into a cinder cone or something. They test them up in Alaska in some volcanic area. Um, and I was an electronics technician and an engineer, electronics engineer, electrical and mechanical. I did design some mechanical parts too for oceaneering, the underwater robots that like go into the Titanic and they work under the oil rigs, hooking things up and stuff like that. I worked on that, and I worked on total of like a dozen, 13 telecommunications satellites. And I built the communications. I put all the electronics for the communications on them. That was my part, was communications modules. I built the communications modules and built several of them. So, you know, some I built totally on my own, or did all by my, you know, did the whole communications module myself, except, you know, somebody makes the wire harness and all the parts you put on it. But I had blank panels, and you put the panels in, and you put all the parts on, and I'll put all the wire harnesses on, and I'll plug everything in, and it's building satellites, and they call them spacecraft. That was a cool company to work for. But there are some people at work, I guess, were backstabbers. You find them everywhere. The backstabbers, yeah. And I designed microwave systems for Sprint for like long distance from. I designed Des Moines to Denver and little 5 mile hops from like Springfield, Missouri, and up from Detroit to Saginaw. That was like 4 or 5 towers, and so I'd have to map out all the I have to profile the terrain on the topo maps and decide how tall to put the towers, how high to put the antennas, so that they had line of sight and there was nothing blocking between the antennas. and you had to have a certain amount of. It couldn't be too high, or it'd cancel itself out and stuff like that. There's all these programs you run, so I designed those microwave systems, and then they laid us off at Sprint, all of us engineers in microwave, to go fiber optics. KGK. So, and then I started designing fiber optic networks and building robots that build, what the airbags in your car, the cylinders, they're like explosive and very flammable. It's like a rocket fuel in them things, and it has the whole assembly. The whole thing's made by robots because occasionally something goes wrong and the plant blows up. So I made robots for Chrysler and Daimler and stuff, for uh, robots that we'd ship them to Europe and plants around America, to assemble. There were robots that assembled the cartridges for the airbag cartridges, and I'm thinking, but I was an electrician. I wired up the panels and the controls and PLCs and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah. I'm just sitting here with my back aching back, and you see, if the sun was up and all that, and I had plenty of electricity, I'd run my. I got one of them home medics, double shatsu massager things. I put it on my back. But I haven't run a generator for a month. I got gas been sitting in the can for the generator because there have been enough sunshine except for yesterday, but most other days I have my 150-watt inverters on till 2 in the morning, and still putting out 120 volts. I think I'll get a couple more batteries before this winter, because in the winter you're not so fortunate with power. And I have two nice ones up inside, and the other one's in the step. The ones underneath, they're exposed to the outside, and in the winter they get cold and they don't work crap in the cold. So I'm going to move them out of the compartment that they came in the RV, and I put them underneath the dining seat, the dinette seat on the one side. The drawer broke, so it's a battery compartment under there, and my batteries stay warm in winter and last. I get power longer into the night, keeping them warm. If the batteries freeze, they're not working very good. So I keep them inside where they're warm. If you're always RVing in Florida, you don't need to worry about that stuff. But you come up into where it's cold and stuff. You need to put your batteries. Another place you can put them is under the kitchen sink. Just put a good piece of plastic over the top so nothing falls and shorts on them. So, yeah, I had two flat tires this morning. I knew I had one, and I went out there and fixed it, and I plugged it, and that one worked okay. And I looked, and my back tire was about out of air. I it was flat, and there was a screw in it. I pulled it out, and I tried to put the plug in, and that thing won't go in, you know. And so, and then when you do get it in, you go to pull it out. It wants to pull the rubber back out, so you gotta push it in, and then you gotta hold the rubber on there while you
pull the thing out between your fingers. Yeah, I got down to the dealer and it was still leaking. Yeah, well, my light had come on. I got but by the time I got there and so I just told him fix it. Yeah, don't have to mess with it. So, and jack peas on my tires. I got to park far enough away from the RV that my own dog don't go pee on my car tires. But I want that Corvette and metal flake gold, gold metal flake. I've been there. Yeah. So yeah, I went skiing once at A Basin uh, with an ex-wife, and then we got back to her truck and she had a flat tire, and I had to get a kit and plug it, or we got some air in it, got to a gas someplace and got a kit and plugged it, but there was a car key in the tire, somebody's GM square car key. That was back in the middle '90s. Used to go skiing quite a bit from '89 to about last time I skied, I think was '98 or '97 or something with some DJs from radio station in San Jose. Went skiing with guys from KSJO up at Kirkwood, and I got a mosquito in here. And anyhow, I was skiing on 208s, and the one DJ he had 185s. He wanted to try my 208s. It scared the shit out of him. Yeah. Um, I was usually a pretty fast skier on those. They're giant slalom skis. They're made, the longer the ski, the faster you go. Yeah, he had 185s. My skis were, oh, 10, oh, um, 20, 23 centimeters longer. It's about 10 inch. My skis were like that much longer. 10 inches longer. I should know that measurement. So, yeah, I'm going to go check the bells because that's why you read the book from the front to the back, but some of the clues to the end are in the beginning of the book. So, the poem, you read the poem from it's regular, it's forward, and you read the book front to back. You look at the pictures from the back to the front, and then you read the poem again. And so it's like you follow and so you almost run it three times, two, three times. So the poem leads you to a place where the poem happens again, all in one area, and 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 the answers to the final locations are the first things in the book. What's the first clue that there's a treasure? Where's the first clue in the book that there's a treasure? Let's see if somebody tell me where the first clue in the book is that there's a treasure. Let's see if anybody can pop that on the screen. Here, tell me what the first clue in the book that there's any kind of treasure or any kind of And what's a chase? Well, I'll show you where the first clue is. Right there. The thrill of the chase. That's the first clue. Here's a clue, too. There's gold. Yeah, the first it starts right at the beginning. And a rainbow has two ends. If you're trying to find the end of his rainbow, look for the beginning of his rainbow. Um, an end is just another beginning. Um, when you're there and you're at home of Brown and you see that first the sculpture up there of the gypsies up on the wall, he says, "Well, look at your quest to cease. You found the blaze. Look down at your feet. Your quest to cease. Move along. Go on to the next one. The next one, and so you're finding all the signs that he's found out there. You can't get a copy. Um, you can order them from Amazon or Collected Works. Um, what country are you in? Because usually, if you can't get a copy, you're not in this country. Because you can order it from Amazon, and there are probably places that there are people like they're on back order. Yeah, mine's yeah. Yeah, you can go to. I think they might have them in the store. I don't know. You'd think that they'd have them in the store for people that just drove across country and stopped in to get it. You know, make sure you got some around for those people that just flew in from Italy or whatever. Um, where's that? I don't know. I got a book, a copy of Northwest Passage about Robert Rogers uh, and stuff. My ancestors. I got a copy of it in Italian. Nordwest. Nord. Nord. I got a hiccup. Excuse me. Um. So, no, yeah, nobody answered that question, but yeah, they are back when you need to do that. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I don't know. I plan on doing another at least 2 more weeks up there searching, and you know, have what? What's he gonna have? Hey, Mr. Bill, white smell detector now. Do you think the placement, that placement arrangements of the photographs, coins, and dates really relate to anyway? No, no, those don't. The drawings in the books do. And just talking about for whom the bell tolls represents this bell. The hand, there's a thumb on this bell, and when he's holding his thumb over Philadelphia, he's holding his thumb over the Liberty Bell, and for whom the bell tolls. And I got a hand holding a bell like this, in a rock formation. the thumb on the bell represents the thumb over the Philadelphia. The Liberty Bell is in Philadelphia, and this is for whom the bell tolls. And pretty sure the bell tolls for you know whom. So let me see. Did you hear about the searcher who got cited the other day for? Yeah, that whole guy had a hole 15 feet deep or something like that, and 30 feet across. I think he was heading for China, man. He wasn't looking for Fenn's treasure. He was looking for China. Would Forrest dig a hole 15 feet deep? No. Um, yeah. He went alone. Yeah, that was the guy that told Forrest he got in trouble, got caught digging a hole. He didn't tell Forrest he got caught digging a hole to China. uh, um, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have the Darwin Awards for Forrest Fenn treasures hunters. The Darwin Awards. We'll have to make up a trophy. He went on. Yeah, 300 and something dollars or something. I read on the article for and he had dug it up several times. For one, you gotta look at it. Goes, does it look like anybody dug this area up in the last 10 years? um, and you use a metal detector. My metal detector, something that size, it'll pick up 3 feet down. You know, so the 3 feet is but he says you don't need to dig where you're not allowed to dig. So, and it's where you're not allowed to dig. So it must be where you don't have to dig. And he said you don't have to break anything to get to it. Does that include breaking ground? You don't have to break any ground. You might have to roll over a log or a rock. Nice thing with the metal detector, I can kind of check under the log without rolling it over, because you roll over one of them dead logs, they just disintegrate, and it makes you'd make a terrible mess rolling over every dead log, and it's not a log that's too big for him to have rolled over. You know, it could be one that rotted and crumbled on top of it that was too big to roll over. He could have put it under a log, and since then it's deteriorated. But I think logs take longer than that to deteriorate. So, yeah. Yeah, I told I was at the car dealer, right? And how I met the police chief. I I thought he was just a cop. He looks like a cop, but I guess because he has all them stars on his collar, he's the chief. But anyhow, I had on my picture on the phone of these rock formations here. That's just a whole row of people standing across the cliff there. So he said, "Oh, anyone on with a bunch of it makes sense." Something he said. I make sense or make sense. Essie, Essie, and Essie. um, but anyhow, so I had a picture of the rock formation, and I went to I went to him. I said, you know, I found a bunch of stoners hanging out on a canyon wall down here. I showed him the picture. He was, well, I was looking for people. I said, no, no, they're ancient paintings on the rocks that look like people. I said, you didn't get the pun. Yeah, the police chief's a nice guy. Yeah, yeah, I think I know what you meant. So Forrest says, what's the matter how you spell it as long as they know what you meant? Unless you're a teacher, and he doesn't like teachers criticizing him. That's the other thing. Forrest, are you sleeping? No. Well, your eyes were closed. My eyes were open. My eyelids were closed. He was he was watching Indians dance on the back of his eyelids. He was using his imagination. Okay, his imagination. What when you close your eyes, you never closed your eyes and flickered lights or changed the lights in front of you and and you see different colors and things or you get like star fields coming at you circling using your imagination to create visions in your eyes. um it you see, yeah, your pituitary gland, hypothalamus. It's a there's a third eye in your head. It's another eyeball in there with everything that your other eyeballs have, and it's the one that all your dreams are projected in and stuff. Where all the creativity and stuff comes in, you know. And are your eyeballs, are they just antennas for light? They're little microwaves or and is the picture coming from out there or is it coming from inside? You never know. Well, you won't know, you know, because what we are really is just we're energy. We're energy that's learned how to manipulate matter. Just think of, you know, what's in your head has organized billions of cells, trillions of atoms, and neural networks and cameras and processors and sensors for when you touch things and see things, hear things. You get sensors all to sense the surrounding material world that that the that the supernatural world has put together. And it's all through belief. You are because you think you are. If you didn't think you existed, you wouldn't exist. Oh, yeah. And think of it, speaking of double blazes, you know, the double blazes. I have this is a quote. No, I don't know if anybody's ever, you know, attributed to quoting this because I don't know. As far as I know, I'm the first one to say if it wasn't for fucking people, none of us would be here. Show me one. Well, there might be some people that came from a test tube, okay? But it was somebody imagining they were. You know, because because you ain't gonna put nothing in the test tube unless you have some good thoughts in your head. Um, yeah, there's a lot of women don't realize they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for some horny guy out there. You know what I mean? There's some horny guy, horny at the right moment. Maybe it was the woman, but most of the time it's the guy. And that's the reason most of us are here. Most, it'd have to be a very small percentage that were from test tubes. And like I said, that's imaginary sex, isn't it? Um, things people don't think of. Forrest said his father said about knowledge. Um, Here, I marked it up in here. The greater part of knowledge is knowing those things not worthy of knowing. Some, you know, um, some people think that what I found isn't worthy of knowing this, that those figures are there. There's a lot of people that think that way, but Forrest doesn't think that way. This is his Pompeii. He doesn't have his Lazaro anymore, but and this was a place he could go dig. He could go in there and shuffle through the rocks with his gloves and look for artifacts and things like that. Because it's not a recognized archaeological site, and it's not Native American. Would it be? It'd be Columbian era, Columbus era, since Columbus, Native Americans, because that's really all that they record here. They don't have stuff. It goes back maybe 2,000 years, and they don't have anything that they admit to being here, other than the professor I went to had the 130,000-year-old mammoth in San Diego that he dated with human tools. I see what you see. Yeah, you want to here has this type of area in there, so. Yeah, they got girly men. It's the girly man show. It's not be girly men. They're being safe. They're being safe. My data is so harmful. My data bits, they're really harmful. It just kills my cell phone bill. So the greater part of knowledge is knowing those things not worthy of knowing. So that's one thing. You want to pay attention to what his father said. Father had a big impression on him. Fathers do. My dad was an electrician, and he took me to, after I was out of the Navy, he took me to work with him, and I got in the electrical union and learned how to wire things up, and we were doing temperature controls, just wiring thermostats and running cables and little 120 volt things, no big power or anything like that. But it got me into the union and stuff, and I could go down, and when they needed just laborers, you could go down, and I was going and doing electrical work, and we'd do changeover like in Folger's coffee plant, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, all the Folgers you can drink, and changing over that was back when they were starting. Freeze dried coffee came out. back in '79 and stuff. We were at changing a canning line to accommodate the freeze dried coffee and stuff. But yeah, 12 hours, and it was like eight after 8 hours a day, it was double. After 10 hours a day, it's triple. And Saturday weekends are triple. And we even worked holiday. Yeah, it's quadruple. And it was the base back in '79. The base pay was $22 an hour. So triple. I was getting $66 an hour. I was making almost as much as a lawyer, running wires and you know and the controls for a Folgers coffee plant. It's all yellow wires, and so you have to number each wire, and you get all the wires all strung out long enough with a number on each end of the wire to identify it. And you got a group of wires that splits part way down the pipe and comes out and goes down another pipe to another. So you got two bundles really pulling in the same one, and you're splitting one off, and you got it all ready to go in and put in, and then there was a lot of guys on that job, but and so it was like 3 weeks was all the job lasted, because they wanted to get in production and start selling that. That was before Starbucks was a sperm, you know. That's my first. So, Bessie the cow. That's right, Bessie. Bessie the cow. That symbol is the double blaze is right by his pile of airplanes. Where else are you gonna find a rock formation that looks like a pile of F-100s and P-6 training planes and a Piper, a training plane, and at least two F-100s. It looked like three or so. Maybe one didn't work out and he abandoned that, or maybe there's some other jet. I bet that one that he skidded in backwards and all had to go do some repairs after that flight. I'd like to see a video of that. And Forrest, I sent you a little MPEG movie because I read your story about the diving off the diving board in Memphis. And my dad was in Memphis at the same time on the swim team, and he'd dive and things like that. And so I sent you this one video. I'll see if it shows up on this. I'll turn this room light out. Maybe it will. Get this camera turned around. But Forrest talked about doing some type of flip somersault and stuff. And this is a video. This is from Home Movies from 1962. And right there, that's my dad standing up there. And the river is down here below him. But this is 1962. Boop. And then I do him in reverse. He comes back up. I got, and then I do a slow motion. That was a 1.5. Okay, so he wasn't that high up enough to do a 2.5. But that's my dad doing a 1.5 off a rock into the river there. Anybody want to see if they do that again here? Here he goes. How many flips was that? My dad beat guys that came back from the Olympics in '52, and I got his swimming times and stuff, and My times were faster than that even. So I would have beat the guys that come back from the Olympics in 52 too. And so would my friend Gene Kendall. He's a swim coach, college out in California. He was the only guy faster. He was faster than me in the 500. There's some guys, were close, but I had to flip my. They called me Flipper because of my feet. I was so fast in the water. I- if you're pigeon-toed, I'm pigeon-toed because I had to wear braces to straighten out my hips before I could walk when I was a kid, and like that other Forrest. So let's see. Did I put anything else important? Anything else go over? Did I share anything? Yeah, I was watching one show, and it says that if being part of a group can decrease your IQ by 10%. So that's, I can't be part of the group because it would harm my soul. Yeah. And Forrest said it'd be somebody who's confident. So and then somebody who's confident comes along and and gets a bunch of BS from everybody just because they're too confident. They're just too confident, too confident. I've found too many things that tie to his stories. If you got that many things that tie to his stories, then you can't. Oh well, so the confirmation bias. Well, one, two, three, four things. I got more than that. I got more than 2 dozen things tying to his stories. It's just way too much, and you can't write that off. Writing it off would show that you're not thinking. You're not using logic. The logic of this many matches. You can't. Nobody's beat it. Nobody else has. Who else has an old Model A, Model B, Model T? Where is it? Show me. Show me those one of those things that was found in some place like mine in the letter D that's cut out of the forest in the wood, in the D of the word wood. There's a big D there. It's a little D, a little O, two little O's, and a big W. It's just like it's a bad, bad, bad world. There's a big W in this chase too. It's funny. Forrest, did you realize there was a big W in the chase? Or Forrest, is there a big W in the chase like in the movie It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World? Is the wood the big W? And now I'm thinking, no, because where the W is, if you looked under the big W, that's an area where a lot of people go and cut wood. And the Forest Service will mark trees, and they're allowed to, and so it so there's people there collecting firewood and stuff. So you don't want to go where people are collecting firewood, or where they're hunting for mushrooms, or where they're fishing. The places where people would stumble or come close to stumbling upon it or accidentally finding it, because it's not where somebody can accidentally find it. So it's at a place that's easy to get to, but not popular. Not a place that is, it's like, well, who would. Why would you go there? What's in there? Maybe some mountain kitties or something. I don't have any elephant horns like Eric has, but I do have my. It's nice. This isn't. I bought this is a used bell from eBay. This isn't new. I think this could be from the 50s, 60s. It could even be back from the 20s. I don't even know if there's a date. It probably came from India, though. I'll bet you. There's nothing, no made in or anything on it. And elephants are nature's treasure, you know. And this one has this. See, it's an Indian elephant because it has the smaller ears, and it passes for a mammoth. The mammoth had ears almost not much bigger, like human ears. They were bigger, but same shape. Okay, just little flaps, hardly anything on, and makes you wonder if the Indian elephant is a cross between the African elephant and the mammoth. You know, why do they tell us stuff? Like they should know. They should have. Oh, maybe there is an elephant family tree. We can look up and see what branch the Indian elephant branches off of the other mammoths and things. But I really like the one here with the guy holding the mammoth up. The mammoth's back is to the guy's chest, and the mammoth feet are coming up here, and the mammoth trunk is up under the guy's chin, and his hands are wrapped around the belly of the mammoth, and as the mammoth legs are coming down the hill below that. It's just amazing. Somebody wants to see a picture, right? I got some new. I took some pictures the other day. Oh, no, not that folder. There. Teen, Nikon, July. There. Oh, that's another one. Yeah, this guy's cool. These are the mammoth feet. These are his legs coming up. Here you see the trunk coming up, curved, in his eye. He has a little tusk. But see the trunk. You see the trunk curving up here. And that's the guy's body behind here. So this is the belly of the mammoth here. And here's his legs coming down the hill. And that's an elephant. And so this is a guy up here behind him. This is a guy's head and whatever. There's another mammoth over. You see the elephant head sloping down and the trunk coming down here. Oh. Okay, what was this? Ooh, look at that guy. How's that, huh? Yeah, cool stuff. See his hands in his mouth, is it? Or has he got a pipe? Some type of pipe or shell or Maybe it's an instrument, musical instrument, maybe. But you see the eyes, the face, these eyes, and her mouth, her nose, and he's got some type of musical instrument or something. Maybe that's the end of an elephant trunk. I don't know. But that's cool, ain't it? Oh, why am we going the wrong way? It's going this way. Um, there's figures in here. But you see there was stuff painted on here. It's real faded. But you see there's a head there. There's a head. I see a couple eyes and a skull. um, and look at this head down here. See the eyes? He's laying sideways. And some of the people, they're just seeing shapes. Um, look at this. There's something square around this, whatever is protruding out of there. That's depicting something. This is maybe supposed to be someone's head. I don't know. But see these guys up here. See, that's a head. It's eyes. And see, part of the head is something's missing here. See, sometimes people don't look at the stuff that's, look at that guy. See, here's his head here, his eyes. Next picture. There's two eyes, and part of this chunk, this looks like broken off. Oh, look at them up there. Oh, here we go. Look at these people. See, these are heads. These are heads. These are human figures. They're very ancient. This is like from the Flintstone. People don't realize that. 50. These could be 30,000 years old. We don't know yet. I'm sure they'll find something that they can date eventually. Oh, go on another picture, another picture, another picture. See? There's figures in here. What's this on this color? See, is this a head? And is a helmet or something? It looks like he came from Pirates of the Caribbean. See, this is shaped and sculpted in here. I see probably an elephant trunk. See, sometimes you're looking for people and it's elephants there. This guy over here. See this guy over here in the corner? He's got a cowboy hat. Okay, look at this guy sitting in here. See, there's the head, the body, the arm, the leg, and the knee. There's another leg over here. He's got something growing on his. You see that guy sitting there? See this? Here's a human. There's a head, an arm, body. There's another head in here. Here's somebody up here. Oh, look at this guy. Ooh, look at that. The white face and the arm and the elbow white. The black shirt. Oh, is this writing? See, now we don't know that this could be writing. You know, that could be their language. Oh yeah. Huh? This is right here where I'm camped right now. This isn't. This is part of the same culture and stuff, but it's not really the treasure location. See, this rock here was burnt by some, or maybe it's a meteorite. I don't know, but it's been burnt by some type of celestial event. Let's say it that way. There's my man. Oh, those are the feet of the mammoth. This is the area here. Look at that guy, see? See, there's a face in here, and then there's this guy up here. Hey, dude, what's up? Look, he's got some, must be a prick. I mean, those are cactus pricks. Yeah, this guy's scary, man. Look at him. And see, there's the other guy. He's got some holding somebody in his arm. Oh, because this is a mammoth head too, coming down in the trunk, wrapping around. Arms and shoulders are mammoth head too. You get used to them. See, there's another face down here in this. Um, see, there's a face there. There's people in there. This one, I turned the saturation up, color. I probably have another copy. I usually save them with a different file name. But you see, all these people, these are all human figures that are part of the canyon wall. Were put there intentionally. They may have used what. See, that's the same. I think pretty much. Yeah. See, there's a face on that. And so, like this on the head is like stucco. You know, they have like concrete rock. Some of it's molded and welcome to my strange world. Look, yeah, who doesn't see? It looks like a doll shelf, doesn't it? Go down there. Yeah. Where's that dang thing? Oh, there it is. There. I'm trying to get my little tripod set up here. to hold this camera at the angle I want it to. Okay. No, that's not the angle I want. Okay, unscrew. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you gotta get the. I gotta have a little tilt. Okay, so we got that picture now. I can. And see this face. This guy got two eyes, a nose. There's hair up here, and I think there was even a couple people in there. See this guy, man and woman, probably a mammoth too, somehow in there. Next picture. You see, there's a woman in there. There's people here. Next picture. Now, isn't he kind of obvious, huh? This was a head, of course, or maybe this is. See, that's the elephant up there too. This is the trunk coming down. Or, oh, yeah, next picture. Next. Yeah, this one's neat because you see the two figures up here on top. That's a head, and this is a head. And you got these figures in here. Now look at these guys. Yeah, Bill's weird and bizarre world. Forrest said, people think kind of weird. And we looked at that one, but we looked at that. I mean, I had more pictures in the folder than that. Yeah, you see him and the guy up there. There are definitely human figures all over this place. You see the guy over on the edge over here. See the nose and boop, boop. And here's a woman with a headscarf. You see her whites of her eyes. And it's the cast from The Wizard of Oz. You ever get to say hi to people that ain't been around for 13,000 years, you know? I'm a little weird. Yeah, this is my cool one. I think this is a winter solstice. This is a hole. I took what was in the hole and I brightened them up and I put them on top, because that was just black where that is. But I turned up the brightness and copied the inside of it and put it on there so you could see in the picture. But there's a guy in the little window over there, and I think this is at winter solstice. You can sit here in this hole, in this one distant hole, and look through this one. This hole that we're looking through is probably 200 feet away from this hole in the background. And I believe it's in the direction of the winter solstice. And so when you go to this hole and you look through this one, at winter solstice, you should see the sunset. That's would be worth a trip in the winter to see that. And I think no, it's going by a different direction. Yeah, there's just stuff all over. See, there's guys up there. I see these people, and there's a skull there, and this is cool. See, there's the man and the woman, and here's a dark figure. I think this is another head, but there's figures in between here too. Maybe they're cats, or I don't know. But it's the elephant head here, and you see the elephant forehead there. That the elephant trunk somewhere around. Um, yeah, and there's these figures down here. See, this is her head. This is the head, and it's just washed away. It's like somebody poured acid on him. You know, it's like a melted bar of soap or something. But you see the head down here, and these heads here. But see this one here. This might be an elephant trunk here coming in. But there's a man in here. You see his eyes and his nose and his mouth and his ears. His ear there, you know. There might be a person here right next to him too. But you see a person right here. This is a head. Okay. Same. You see a head and a little head there, a head up here. One back here. Other. Yeah, here's a whole human figure standing there. But I think there's some. This is an elephant head or something. Trunk coming down under. I don't. But it's probably a whole human head too. And yeah, there's figures up here. These figures. And there's somebody in here. Yeah, this is a construction. These are blocks that were put, and they could probably confirm that because they're. I think they're different kind of rocks. There's you know, and that would if they were all kind of rock, then it'd be natural for them all to be the same size and stuff like that, and stacked like that. It might, but they're different kinds of rocks. The rock used for the mammoth eye. See, this is a mammoth forehead coming down, sloping. I don't know if my phone is slipping on this little tripod thing I got or what. Okay. You see the top on it now. But you see, these are blocks. And you see, there's a white stone thrown in there. And see how this is flat. It's like a bench. It's a place they sat, probably. Or it's. maybe an old wall. And you see, this is a so they built the block and then they poured the stucco stuff on top, and there's a mortar like in between the stones. There's mortar rock like in between them. That picture might be sideways. Yeah, it is. It goes like that. Flip it. See, these are just human figures, and there's boom. There they are, the lovebirds. Been that way for 14,000 years. See, here's big monkey face. Boom, boom, the two eyes, and people been going by this thinking this is just no, it's not no. This is not natural. This is way too much for natural. And you see the block construction down at the bottom here. Laser guns. Yeah, maybe the ancient people did it all with lasers. You see, there's the head. There's somebody crawling in there. Man, that's just cool as beans. Blazing saddles, beans. There. See, what's this, a crescent moon? What's in the, we don't know. But I think this was a human figure there, and whatever. So. Oh, I'm 2 hours. I better end my video soon. Yeah. Yeah, see way up back there? See them people back up there? Yoo-hoo. Way up there. See, there's 3 or 4 heads. I don't know how many over here. That might be. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 heads there at least. And probably some stuck in between them. Look at this, right in here. There's lots of neat stuff up there. Oh, did you see that, huh? See? Here's the woman that she's holding. This is the man. Here's the woman holding. Here's an arm going around him. But this arm is probably an elephant trunk coming the other way. But there's too much for it to be some type of natural as heads up there. I think those are the same ones we looked at a minute ago. See, here's a mammoth eye with white rock. You see, there's other. This is like a face. There's a mouth. There's a face right here. See, it's a profile looking to the center. And there's somebody here too. Oh, come on. There they are. We caught you. Love on the rocks. Yeah. See, there's all heads all through there and over here. There's stuff down here. See, there's figures right in here. This one face and this one. Oh, those are somewhat same ones we were looking at. There's that eye. So there's figures on top of other figures and stuff like that. This is just the most bizarre stuff. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, that's the Grim Reaper. Move along. Move along. See, this is a big, 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 big head. There's an eye, a mouth. See, this is a head, and these are like his feathers. His head. Oh, that picture goes this way, I think. Nope, 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 nope. It doesn't. The clouds give it away. I did get up there a little bit. See, there's a guy there on the wall here. This mammoth, the eye, and there's a man here. All right. Well, yeah. I think I'll call it quits. That's over 2 hours. That's enough. I got to fix me something to eat. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.